I see CBN passing a law. I don't know what this law is, but on my visions, I see CBN passing a law that never favored the government of this nation. I don't know.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed banks and other financial institutions to deploy automated anti-money laundering systems within 18 months as part of efforts to strengthen financial crime detection. The directive, contained in a new circular titled Baseline Standards for Automated AML Solutions, requires institutions to adopt technology capable of monitoring transactions, identifying suspicious activities, and reporting them in real time. The guidelines apply to banks, fintechs, payment service providers, and international money transfer operators. While deposits money banks must comply within 18 months, other financial institutions have up to 24 months to implement the systems and must submit implementation roadmaps within 3 months. To unpack this, I am joined by Olawumi Bethel Omoniyi, Chief Compliance Officer at Trust Bank Financial Group. Thank you so much, Olawumi, for joining me today.
Thank you.
All right, I know.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too. I know the CBN had released a lot in the past few days, but let's start with this one, which is the AML. Now, what do you make of this directive and how does it differ from what existed?
Okay, I think this directive is a great step in the right direction. Remember that in October 2025, Nigeria got removed from the grey list, the FATF grey list. CBN now said some banks were using manual systems while others were using semi-automated systems. But CBN has said going forward, everybody has to be automated. All systems has to be automated, and of course with some level of machine learning or AI use. So that's the difference.
Oh, that's quite interesting. And for some of us, we're wondering if that's going to add, some more time to customer onboarding, if it's going to also, delay transactions. What do you have to say about that? Because when you look at the list of, steps that are to be taken and all that, what do you think?
On the contrary, it's going to speed up transaction time. So now it's automated and it's real time. In fact, CBN has said you can incorporate AI or machine learning, right? But you need to understand the system. So this time around, customer onboarding is going to be fast because you have to incorporate KYC, that's know your customer checks, enhanced due diligence checks, all at the same time. It has to be on the same platform. So it's going to be faster and it's better for us.
All right, so we have 18 months and 24 months. Do you think that will be enough looking at all that is expected?
It's a tough call, but yes. And it's of course it's not cheap. The anti-money laundering system is not a cheap software to launch, right? But remember that we've been on this recapitalization issue, and I think by end of March this year, capitalization would be finalized. So I'm sure banks are prepared and we can pull it off.
CBN has also released a circular about additional functionalities for instant payment. And that, of course, has a long list of to-dos. Talk to us about this and what stood out for you in that particular circular.
Okay, so on instant payment, CBN has said that you can all customers should have the option of opting out of instant payments. So if, for instance, you sign on to a bank app today, you can go there to say you don't want to do instant payment. And what that means is that you will not be able to do transfers from your phone. You have to go to the bank like what we had before, right? So this gives you a choice. You can, at some point, you can say, oh, I'm on a road trip, this can be dangerous for me, so I'll opt out. And when I get back, I can opt in. So the flexibility is there. Also, CBN has said there has to be liveliness checks on all applications. So what that means is that every system must know or detect if the user is not only the right user or the authentic user.
The one that talks about BVN, I'd like you to speak to that. So we close on it.
Okay, on BVN, CBN has given some other guidelines. For example, CBN says that you can only change the phone number attached to your BVN once. After that, you can't change it. Then another important thing to note is that CBN now has the sole directive to give access to BVN database to only registered financial institutions or institutions registered with CBN. So what this means is that loan sharks or loan apps that are really not financial institutions that are just doing money lending may have difficulty verifying the customers that are going to access their platforms, although it also says that CBN reserves the right to approve access to the BVN databases in extenuating circumstances. So I'm sure maybe they are going to have some way to get persons that want access to this BVN database to come on board or register or apply to CBN for access to these databases. But one thing is sure, it means that not just any company or any institution can just wake up and say, I'm going to use your BVN to provide the service. You need approval from CBN.
Well, that's quite interesting. Thank you so much, Adamumi Bethel Omoniyi, Chief Compliance Officer, Trust Bank Financial Group, for sharing your thoughts with us today.